Good afternoon. It is February the 8th, and I happen to be down here at the Lakeshore Mall again. And last time I walked over there when I was here, I've got about half an hour. I'm going to go walk over there on the other side of the street in the south part of Wascana Center. I haven't been there for a while. Now this sidewalk certainly hasn't been cleared, but at least it is a sidewalk. Somewhere under all this fresh snow that fell yesterday. We'll go down here, cross at the light, obviously. Always the best bet. Temperature, a few degrees below freezing. I think it was -4 when I checked this morning. It might be a little warmer than that now. And yeah, as you can see, quite a bit of snow by the time it all finished falling yesterday. And the temperature's turning colder, so although the road is melting a little bit, which is good, we're not going to be losing snow here now for a while. Until the next thaw, which might lead us into spring if we're lucky. But wouldn't bet on it. Not yet. Crap, I've missed this light. I mean, it is available at the moment, but I don't know if it'll last long enough for me to get across. Let's find out. Looks like I should be all right. Nobody coming in here, eh? Okay, so this is South Wascana Center over here. There's kind of a tree farm the other side of that fence. Won't go that way. We'll go this way and hope that the ice is not too scary on the path, which at least has been cleared. I forgot to put on a scarf, so my neck is cold. At least it's not bitterly cold. And so it's kind of a city tree farm on the other side of that fence. And then over here is residential area, Hillsdale, I guess. Don't know why it's called that. There's no hill and no dale. Just flat like the rest of the city. Hopefully I'll have time here to walk over by the Wascana Rehab and maybe the Kinsey Art Gallery or T.C. Douglas building. As long as I'm going to walk off the path. It's less icy than the path itself, and they have cleared a little bit of the snow off the side here. Trees and nice neat rows. I don't know, there's plenty of ice here too. I don't know which is better. Maybe I'm better on the path. Somebody's been along here on a bicycle. Keep close watch on my footing. What was I doing today publishing-wise? I'm working on a crowdfunder campaign, one of possibly 3 crowdfunding efforts I'm going to put in to try to raise some more money for Shadowpaw Press, help defray the cost. Yes, I sell books, but a lot of money goes into making those books before they start to sell, and then some of them, whatever you can do to bring in some bucks comes in. So part of my plan this year was to crowdfund for books, and so I'm doing a crowdfunder campaign first, or getting it running, and I'm thinking I might also do an Indiegogo campaign. The advantage of Indiegogo being you get whatever money comes in. It's not all or nothing necessarily. And maybe even a Kickstarter. I'll set it, if I set it low, it'll probably fund and I get something. And if it happens to take off, then I make more than that. Bonus. That's my theory. There's nothing that stops you from running more than one crowdfunding campaign. And I have experience now with, well, I designed 2 Indiegogo campaigns. I just never launched them. They were meant to sort of be carry-on campaigns from the Kickstarters for the 2 and 3 Shapers of Worlds, which apparently you can do. You can continue your campaign on Indiegogo after starting it on Kickstarter, but somehow I never got it done. Maybe for Kickstarter, well, and 4 is already done, but maybe for 5. I can do that. What's stopping me? It's only me and the cat. I keep saying that. People think it's a joke, but it's not. It's just me and the cat trying to publish 9 books. My spring summer list is 9 books, which is insane. But I'm doing it anyway. Okay. I don't want to go down there. We'll go up one more before we enter the, I think, Arboretum Park. This used to be a road. I guess we'll go this way because then this is how I get into the next part of the park. Used to drive down this road quite a lot because it was kind of a shortcut, but then they closed it. Years ago, I remember they had a big Christmas light display in the park, and this is how you got to it. But again, many years ago. It was many years ago today. The last time that I walked this way. Not true, but it rhymed. That's the Connexus Art Center over there. Whoa, there's a lice. Taking little tiny steps, so I have to watch my time too. I have to be back. Once I get to 15 minutes, I have to turn around and head back the other way. So. I think what I'll do is maybe go around and then come back over there. I think that's what I'll do. Better watch on my eye. I walk that way. Hello. Shantanu. How are you? Also, the sidewalk in front of the Wascana Rehab Center is liable to be cleared better. Since they don't want anybody breaking their leg, even though if you're going to do it right in front of the hospital, it's not a bad place, I suppose. Except they're not an urgent care hospital, they are a rehab hospital. This is actually a slough in the summertime. In the fall, you can see it has all those rushes in it, so it'll fill up with water when the snow melts. We call them sloughs. We call it a pond. Sometimes they're called dugouts because they're dug out of the ground. Looks like a place for it. Go around Wascana Rehab, walk down that side, and then come back through the park to get back to where I started. I think I've got time for that. This is downhill, which I don't like in slippery conditions, but this is Wascana Rehab Center coming up over here. My story about this place is probably 30 years ago now. They asked me to come and sing for, patients. I don't remember how that happened, but somehow I got asked to do that. And I was singing along, and at the time I was doing, I had a certain songs I liked, and I had recorded my own piano accompaniment for them. And one of them was Don't Get Around Much Anymore. And it was only after I sang it that I thought that was perhaps a little too on the nose for a rehab center, which people are recovering from all sorts of physical problems, so because they literally don't get around much anymore. I think I'll go walk right down the front because there's probably better cleared than anywhere else. You can avoid the ice. I don't know, there's still patches of ice even along here. This is the main entrance, obviously. we'll go this way and then around the far end. And I'm back on ice, quite a lot of it. So little tiny steps, baby steps, one might say. In fact, I think I'll walk in the snow. That one's so bad. Clearing the snow doesn't always help. It just exposes water that then turns to ice. Let me see here. Don't think there's a path that way, so we'll stick out here. Get in the parking lot. So go around the end here. Might have been a path over there. Maybe there is. I guess there must be. Anyway, I didn't take it. I took the path less traveled by. That has made all the difference. Well, Frost, Robert Frost, that is, for you. So go and watch our Wascana Voices concert, which is on YouTube from end of November. One of our songs was a setting of 3 poems by Robert Frost. I really liked it a lot. And one of those was The Road Less Traveled. And of course, one of the others was Stopping by the Woods on a Snowy Evening. And then the third one was one I wasn't as familiar with, All That Is Gold Does Not Glitter. Or no, that's not it. That's from Lord of the Rings. It's All That Is Gold Does Not Last. Maybe that's it. All That Is Gold. The other one is from All That Is Gold Does Not Glitter. Not all those who wander are lost. Which is from Lord of the Rings. I'm talking about Aragorn. I know a couple of poems from Lord of the Rings, but by heart, but only bits of that one. Of course, I know the main poem. 3 rings for the elven kings under the sky, 7 for the dwarf lords in their halls of stone, 9 for mortal men doomed to die, 1 for the dark lord and his dark throne in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie, 1 ring to rule them all, 1 ring to find them, 1 ring to bring them all, and in the darkness bind them, in the land of Mordor where the shadows lie. Thank you. Thank you very much. That's the TC Douglas building over there, government offices and home of the McKinsey Art Gallery. There you go, see? Wascana Rehabilitation Center. Okay, how are we doing on time? Well, I basically turned the corner, so I think we'll be all right. 15 minutes to here, 15 minutes back. Quite a large complex with newer and older buildings. I've always assumed that these older style buildings were the original facility, and it was expanded greatly at some point. Many years ago now. It's another government office building over there. I've walked by on occasion. Straight ahead of us, if we kept going, is the lake, which I haven't walked around for way longer than usual, just because of the way my time has been working. I used to do it every Friday, but I got out of the habit. Or the Hobbit, to keep with the Tolkienish theme. This is kind of a Hobbit journey there and back again. I went there, and now I'm going back again. I just assumed this was originally, like the original rehab center was probably this wing, but I don't know for sure. The song running through my head is the one that was playing just before I got out of the car. I'm Still Standing by Elton John, which is actually highly appropriate for walking in icy conditions. I'm still standing, which I am right up until I'm not anymore. But hopefully I could sing that song right to the end of the walk. Okay, now we are headed back. in the direction of the car. Some pretty pathways up here. Another pond that's not normally there. It's just a sign of how much water we had from the melting and then the rain. Ooh. It's when your foot twists unexpectedly on a bit of ice that you know that it's slipperier than you're giving it credit for. It's time to be even more careful. So the lake, you can kind of see it through the trees over there. But we're turning now and going this way. I remember back when I worked at the Science Center's communications officers when this thing was built, and originally it had panels with like information posters. It was intended as kind of a tourist information thing, but now it's just a shelter. But I remember being here for the grand opening of it probably about 1990, 91, somewhere in there. Oh, hello. Hanif, I'm good. Well, there's some clearing. It's also the snow is melted on the streets because it's really still not very cold. That only takes me to the building, so I won't go that way. Might take me to the parking lot, I'm not sure, but anyway, we're going this way. Still very slippery. This entire path is slippery. Here's a place where I can get some snow out of the treads. That helps a little. No bears in Regina? No bears in Regina. Up north, sure, but not in Regina. Cougars have wandered into town occasionally, very occasionally. Deer, moose. I don't know of a bear ever being seen in Regina. They like forest, whereas the cougars are more likely to be fine out on the prairie. The bears are up where there are trees. There's downtown now, in the distance. The other side of the lake. The bears we have in Saskatchewan are black bears, the smaller, less scary ones, although any bear is scary if you run into it. But I don't believe grizzlies range into our province. If they were going to be, they'd be down in the southwest corner in Cypress Hills, probably. But I don't know for sure. I've never looked into it. All I know is I don't have to worry about them in Regina. Coyotes, I'm sure we have. Never seen one, but I'm sure they're around. They're one species that is actually thrives in human-influenced landscapes. Am I wearing a hat? Yeah, I'm wearing a hat, although my head's getting cold. Getting hot, I mean. I may take it off before I get back to the car. Have a picnic. It's not very inviting right now. Ooh, such a long one. Cool. You're not the first person to tell me that they watch my videos before moving here. I should get some sort of commission from the Chamber of Commerce or somebody. Why, I've probably helped bring who knows how much economic activity to the city. Maybe a medal. I'd rather have money. All right, so we'll leave the Wascana Rehab Center there. Go down this way. I think we'll still go by the piece of artwork that's down here. I don't think I've passed. Oh! Didn't see that patch of ice either, so again, baby steps. It's when you get confident that you get in trouble. It's all about center of gravity, keeping it firmly over your feet. So short steps make that happen, and you're less likely to fall. Whereas you take a long step and your foot slips, down you go. Hard. I weigh 230 pounds. I hit the ground hard. It's a specially planted tree, as you can see. That's why the path goes around it in two directions. Thank you for watching me. Is there transport? Yeah, there's buses. There's our public transport. And of course taxis and Uber. But the public transport is a bus system. I've almost never been on a city bus because I've never had to, but when I have, it's usually been for something that's not just transport. It's for, like, I hosted the Ghost Bus Tour years ago, which was a bus tour at Halloween, supposedly haunted places in Regina. So how useful? As far as I know, it works fine, but I'm not the one to ask. Here's the piece of artwork I was thinking of. This I-beam that's wrapped around, and the question on the panel, which is snowed, is do you see it as restrained or embraced by the... I don't know, I guess it depends on what kind of mood I'm in, how I feel about the government. Okay, this will take us back down to, what is this street, 25th, I guess? And then we're going over there, which is where the car is. And that will be the end. So a few more minutes here. A few more chances for me to fall down and break something. Convenience. There's lots of bus stops. I'm always behind a bus. So that's about all I can say. I'm sure it's more convenient from some places than others. Like if you're going to the university, lots of bus service. If you're going to some residential area, you'd want to check the schedule so you're not waiting too long out in the cold before the bus comes along. Oh, lots of water along there. Or ice at the moment. Yeah, this should time out just about perfectly. Me getting back to the car. Once I dropped my wife and daughter off at an appointment, and now I'm picking them up again. There will be a slight repeat. Well, I guess I can vary it by... Oh no, I can't. I thought I could just walk down here, but the sidewalk doesn't go down here. It curves back over to where I was. That's Roberts Plaza over there, the tall... And the aforementioned university is in that direction and not too far. It'd be a 20-minute walk from where I left the car to the university main campus. I will walk there again I don't like to go there when there's classes in session, though. I feel like all the students are looking at me. There's lots of parking here and there. You can park on the street. There's lots of paid lots. Some places are free, but 2-hour limits. Some places in the residential areas, there's no. Typically, it's just open. My car's parked in a parking lot that's associated with the little strip mall that my wife's appointment was in. Parking downtown in a metered space is $4 for 2 hours. Pretty cheap. It seemed expensive when it went to $4, but it's been that way for a long time. It feels pretty cheap now. I have a parking app, so I never have to use the app to pay. But mostly I walk downtown since I'm only a 20-minute walk from downtown. From our house. And this is the city tree farm over here. If they need a new tree to go in somewhere, I guess they get it from here. Well, you may get a ticket. Parking on the university is more fraught. They have a very aggressive ticketing system. So if you park illegally at the university or you park longer than your meter allows, you will likely get a ticket. And they're pretty strict about it downtown too. You might get it, probably get away if you're a little bit over time, but you can't park for hours without getting a ticket. At least on regular working days. Tickets are, I can't remember. It used to be $10 if you paid it immediately, maybe higher than that now. So you have like 10 days to pay, something like that. Then it goes up. Or of course you can go to court, but for a parking ticket. Well, I did beat one because I got ticketed and it was quite clear that he thought there was no meter, I think, and in fact the meter was not where he thought it was, and I had actually plugged it and had time remaining, and I took a picture with my phone, and you can sort of appeal it online, and I won that one. I did not have to pay that ticket. I mean, it was all set up as if it was going to court, but somebody reviewed it, said, no, we don't have a case, and that was that. I've gotten a couple of speeding tickets in my life, but I try not to. They're expensive. Oh, looks like I probably don't have time to get the switch on, but timing-wise, it's perfect for crossing here. I just didn't get the button pressed. It doesn't really affect the green light. Go up here. They're finally planning to build something here, it looks like, but we'll see if it happens or not. This has been an empty lot for a very long time. There's a gas station here, and they tore it down, and people seem to not want to build where there's a gas station because of the possibility of soil contamination, I guess. There's usually a puddle here. There's one now. Almost skate on that one. For the speeding ticket? I don't remember. It's a long time ago. Depends on how fast you're going too, so it's gradated how fast over the limit you are. $250 or something, maybe? But again, that was a long time ago. I don't know what it would be now. Don't plan to find out. So here's Lakeshore Mall. And my car's up here. So, oh yes, and over here is the Lakeshore Steakhouse, which I've eaten in once or twice. It's not a bad place, but not one we think of. So I'll stop here. Thanks for walking with me. And probably back tomorrow. I expect to be. Till then, bye for now. And don't forget to subscribe if you haven't. Goodbye.